how to transition to a high-carb, raw vegan lifestyle. Hey everyone, I've coached many people in transitioning to a high-carb lifestyle for years, so I'm here to share some of my tips with you. So step one, educate yourself and get excited. I know when I first found this lifestyle, I was so excited. I knew I'd found the Holy Grail. And I know you're probably feeling sort of similar to that right now. And you've got all these expectations and hopes and dreams, and I'm telling you, they can come true. If you do this properly, you are not going to know yourself at the end of this journey. So listen up to my tips, okay? These are the steps that are going to help you during this transitional phase to a high-carb, raw vegan lifestyle. So you've just heard about this lifestyle and you're excited to get started. The two books that I recommend as must-haves when you are starting on a high-carb, raw vegan lifestyle is Dr. Doug's book 80-10-10 and my book Go Fruit Yourself. During your transition, read these books over and over and avoid the mistakes that I made when I first started. Step 2. You're going to need a heap of support on your journey, so make sure you surround yourself with like-minded people. Join our community at 30bananasaday.com. We have a forum of 12,000 fruit munchers who are at different stages of their journey. Some are transitioning, some are 100%, but we're all getting on great, and it's going to be a really supportive network for you during your transition. And also subscribe to myself and Durian Rider's blogs and Facebook updates for more tips. Step 3. Find a buddy on 30 Bananas a Day or on Facebook or your friend, whoever, just grab someone and do a 30-day transitional challenge together. It's so much easier when you've got a friend to do it with. So 30 days of 100% high-carb vegan. That means eating 2 fruit meals a day and 1 high-carb cooked vegan meal at night. Check in with each other daily and just, motivate each other, be there for each other, and you are so much more likely to stay on track if you have that buddy. Step 4. You're going to need more fruit than just the unripe banana you have in your kitchen. So get on the net and find a wholesalers in your area. Either visit them or ring them and place an order for 1 or 2 boxes of dates and bananas. We always recommend dates and bananas because they're high carb and they're high energy. They're going to give you that fuel that you need to really get through the day, feel satisfied after eating, and look and feel your best, basically. So if you can't find a wholesaler, get down to your local fruit shop, preferably organic too, and buy as much ripe fruit as you can find. Sometimes they've got bargain bins where they've got bananas for like 50 cents a kilo, and most people see them as off, but they're actually ripe because they're spotty. So grab those if you can. Focus on high carb fruits like bananas, dates, persimmon. Jackfruit would be great if you can find it. If you're not sure what jackfruit is, look at one of my other videos. Buy a box each time, just not a few pieces. If you buy just a few pieces of fruit, you're going to leave yourself in a position where maybe you can eat it all, and guess what? You're going to have no ripe fruit lying around. So you want to really overdo it if you can. You can always compost some of the extras. If you bought too much and some goes off before you get to it, you can always compost it. It's not a waste, it's going back to nature. Buy 6 or more bottles of organic juice to keep you going. It's high carb, even if it's not raw. If it's pasteurized, that's okay. We're in transition phase. And myself, I even have pasteurized juice now and don't have a problem with it. It's high carb and it's much better than getting undercarb, grumpy, and being tempted by other food. Next up, buy 10 pounds or more of organic potatoes or your favorite root vegetables like pumpkin, sweet potato, etc. You might be saying, oh my god, 10 pounds, are you serious? Yes, I'm serious, and even more if you can, because again, you want to have these carbs around you all the time. You don't want to be tempted by any other foods, non-foods like meat and dairy or chocolate or, foods that make you feel crappy. Alright, yeah, so surround yourself with the carbs. And you can include broccoli and spinach if you like, but the bulk should really be sweet potatoes, root vegetables, potatoes, because they're the ones that give you the most dense source of carbohydrates. Next up, buy gluten-free corn pasta. Corn products digest much better than rice and other grains as they can be eaten raw. But if you want, you can get a few packets of brown rice. This is a transition phase, so don't beat yourself up too much for having grains. They're a good source of carbohydrates. They're nowhere near as good as fruit, but they're awesome at this stage in your journey. So next up, buy a low-fat, oil-free, low-sodium, tomato-based pasta sauce. This is going to be the topping that you put on your, your rice or your corn pasta or your potatoes or sweet potatoes, whatever. Lastly, if you haven't got filtered water, then buy as many gallons as you can. Step 5. Go to your fridge and compost all the animal foods you have. Find a wood somewhere and throw it out there without the packaging, of course, for the wild animals. They're going to come in and they're going to eat it because they're meant to eat it. The omnivores and the carnivores, they're meant to eat the meat and dairy products. So give that to them rather than putting it into your belly and thinking, oh no, I don't want to waste it. No, it's not wasting it. Your gut is not a graveyard for dead animals or animal products. Chuck out all the unnecessary condiments, high fat and salt sauces, breads, etc. Do the same for your cupboards. Give away chips, chocolates, other junk food so there's no temptation surrounding you. The last thing you want to do is go to the cupboard and see all these chocolates and stuff staring back at you when maybe you've only had 2 bananas and you're thinking, oh my god, I don't know if I can do this. That's why we want you to be surrounded with all the carbohydrates, fresh fruit and vegetables, so you just have no desire whatsoever to eat junk food. Step 6. Okay, so you're all ready to make the transition. It's time to eat. Go to Cronometer.com and work out your daily calories. We recommend if you are a female, you aim to eat at least 2,500 calories a day, and if you're a male, 3,000. But honestly, I generally hit around 3,000 calories myself, and I'm about 110 pounds. So most people are going to need a bare minimum of 3,000, especially females, and males probably 3,500. So don't be afraid to go way over that, okay? Fruits and veggies don't make you fat.
It's 10 o'clock.
So on this transitional diet, I recommend you eat at least 10 bananas for breakfast or a Gatorade of 1,000 calories or more. Lunch, depending on where you live in the world and what season it is, have a mono meal of mangoes or more bananas, or refer to my food guide in my ebook because I have heaps of different meal ideas in there for you to choose from. Okay, so it's time for that cooked vegan, high carb cooked vegan dinner. Have several pounds of steamed potatoes and root vegetables. Have as many as you want, just eat more than you've ever imagined you would eat or can eat, because you need the carbohydrates. And on top of that, put the low-fat pasta sauce. I've found many of my clients have really enjoyed this meal, so I'm sure that you will get something out of it as well. It may sound a bit boring at first, but if you eat enough of it, you'll feel totally satisfied at the end. And if you didn't, you just didn't eat enough carbs. So get back in there and have more potatoes. You can also have a side of corn pasta and rice with the same sauce. Just really, drop this idea of, oh no, I'm only allowed to have this tiny serve of rice or potatoes. I'm only allowed to have 1 potato. I can't eat more than that. That's overeating. Now that's just bullshit. So just drop that and get in there, okay? Get your elbows and face into those carbs. Honor your hunger drive. So some of the rules for this transitional diet is don't eat fruit on top of cooked food. You never really should anyway, because fruit digests really fast and it's going to run into the cooked food and cause all sorts of issues in your belly and blood sugar issues, candida outbreaks, all that sort of thing. So you want to avoid that. So make sure you have your fruit during the day and you cook food at night. And if you eat enough of that cooked food meal, you're not going to feel like dessert. The reason everyone feels like dessert in society is because they're not eating enough carbs during the day. They're not eating enough sweet fruit. So they've still got that sweet, the sweet tooth is just going, ooh. Give me some fruit, give me some sugar, because it's just natural. The trillions of cells in our bodies, they run on carbohydrates. Alright, so we've made to step 7. Over the next few days, weeks, months, however long you want to transition, however long it takes you, increase the amount of fruit that you're eating during the day so it eventually pushes out that cooked food meal at night. If you consistently eat enough fruit during the day, really, banana up, get enough bananas during the day, then you are just not going to feel like any cooked food at all at night. Trust me on this one. You reach a stage where you just want to drop it. So grab a buddy and follow up this transition with a 30-day high-carb raw challenge, so where you're 100% raw. I'm bringing out a book soon, a 30-day challenge book, and it's going to have heaps of my tips and tricks, so stay tuned for that. And I just want to say, well done, congratulations on finding this lifestyle. You have found the answer to health, to feeling, looking your best, performing your best. You've found the answer, and I am just really, really excited for you. And if you just follow my instructions, You are going to be very, very impressed at how, your body starts to change, how you feel, and just be patient with the results. You didn't get to where you are overnight. This is what I always say. So you're not going to transform overnight.
Comfort yourself.